Bang Beat himself. Iconic. Thank you so much. I'm keeping this. I don't care that they only have one. They can figure it out. I'm so happy to be in a community of people that I truly get, which is people that don't shut the fuck up. I love that. Thank you so much to iHeart, to Big Money Players, our daddy, Will Ferrell, Anna Hosnier and Becca Ramos, who produce our podcast. Doug Boehm and Monique Laborde, who edit our podcast, Spencer, who does our social. I really am so inspired to be around so many people that I respect so much, like Ira Glass, like John Cryer, Hunter Harris and Peyton Dix, my friends Zach Stafford and Sam Sanders, who I'm over there with. It's just a really, really inspiring night. And, Bowen and I were talking the other day about our progress reports and report cards in high school. And the comment that we would always get was socializing disturbs learning. And I really just want to say, fuck you to any teacher that said that to me. I made it a career. Mr. Holdsworth, you were just jealous and you were always weird with the girls in class. And it's worth saying. The last thing I want to say is, especially in this community who don't shut the fuck up, today is National Trans Day of Visibility, and I hope we don't shut the fuck up about that. We see you, we love you, and we'll always stand by you. Thank you so much, Ambie Awards, and to everyone who voted. Thank you so much.
Why did all of us have that one teacher? Okay, so when I was supposed to present this at first, I was going to interview myself, which we nixed, but I think that's a good podcast idea. Like, maybe I just interview myself for a podcast. Anyway, great interviews do more than just ask us questions. They spark conversations that stay with us. The Best Interview Podcast Award honors shows that master the art of meaningful dialogue, turning simple conversations into something truly unforgettable. So here are the year's nominees. And the winner is Thanks Dad with Ego Wodim. The team from Thanks Dad is not here to accept in person, but we are honored to accept this award. So I just won my first podcast award. This is exciting. Anyway, thank you everyone. Enjoy the rest of the night. Go trans community.
Please welcome back to the stage TPA Chairperson Christy Mirabal.
Taking all my self-control not to dance on the stage, that banger. I have the true honor of presenting this year's Board of Governors Impact Award, which recognizes an individual or podcast that has made a meaningful and positive impact on listeners. And there's absolutely no question that our 2025 honoree, Sam Sanders, has done exactly that. Yeah. From its early days as founding host of the NPR Politics podcast, Sam's instinct has always been to uplift. He brings people into real conversations, ones that are sincere, thoughtful, and whenever possible, fun. Over the years, he has created space after space with that signature blend of curiosity, joy, and connection to shine. Whether it's Intuit, Vibe Check, or his latest, The Sam Sanders Show, Sam leads with care and with clarity. He's been recognized by places like the New York Times, Spotify, and now we're proud to add the Ambies set list again. On behalf of the Podcast Academy Board of Governors, it's my pleasure to present the 2025 Impact Award to Sam Sanders.
Thank y'all so much. I know Matt said he would keep this, but I'm gonna fucking keep it. I want to thank my Aunt Betty, who just heard me curse. Sorry, she's watching the live stream. My Aunt Donna is watching as well. Thank you both for your forever support. And I want to read a speech now that I wrote that is basically all about Ira Glass. I want to thank Ira for an episode of This American Life from 20 years ago that made me want to make audio. It was called Heretics, and it was all about an evangelical fire and brimstone minister who was excommunicated from his church after he stopped believing in hell. His name was Carlton Pearson, and the story was riveting. This guy who was the strictest of the strictest evangelicals, who would have revivals that brought in tens of thousands of people. All of a sudden, he said, I don't believe in hell. It doesn't exist. And then he lost everything. I heard this story while I was driving my mother, a former Pentecostal church organist, to Wednesday night church service at a fire and brimstone church. It was so riveting that my mother and I were quiet the entire hour-long drive to church. And once we got to church, she couldn't even look me in the eye. But I knew that after that moment in that episode that I would want to make audio myself because the story hit so close to home. This minister, Carlton Pearson, was not just a voice that I heard in this story. He was also a man who made music that my mother would play in the car when I was a kid when she drove us to church. So to hear This American Life take on his story and take his story seriously, it moved me in ways I didn't expect. So in this episode, the minister stops believing in hell, and he believes that God tells him that humans are the ones who make heaven or hell here on earth every day with their words and their action. When I think about the work that I do, that Ira does, that all of us here do, I think the goal is to make a little more heaven than hell down here. I'm so grateful to get to do it. I have so many people to thank for the chance to do it. I want to thank my showrunner, Tyler Green, who's here tonight, my co-host, Zach Stafford, who's here tonight. I want to thank everyone at KCRW and Sirius and every other place throughout the years that has hired me and allowed me to talk. And I want to specifically thank all of the voices that have been in my ears for so long, urging this little kid who grew up with a horrible stutter to talk for a living. Who knew? Thank you all for this award. Thank you, Aunt Betty and Aunt Donna. I'm sorry for the profanity. Thank you, Ira Glass. Y'all have a great night.
Give a warm welcome to the Director of Sales and Business Development at CastBox, Valentina Kaladina, and producer host of the podcast, Just One Person, Lisa Bloom.
We covered micro budgets earlier tonight, but now it's time for micro teams.
Indie podcasts do it by themselves or with fewer than 4 other people because they identify with Destiny's Child, Independent Woman Part 1, because they have a great idea and the wherewithal to get it done.
Tonight's nominees in Best Indie Podcast can certainly be proud of the extraordinary storytelling they've achieved with a singular vision and determination.
For Best Indie Podcast, here are the nominees. Sightings.
This is a ghost story, but not the kind you'd expect.
The Insurgents, Sheriffs.
If this network existed above ground, what else were they doing that we couldn't see?
The Man Who Calculated Death.
She had some secrets. Mom had some secrets. She did.
The Nightingale of Iran.
A documentary podcast series about identity, belonging, and music.
On podcast, that's good enough for it.
The People's Recorder.
The Writers' Project was an attempt to introduce America to itself.
The TMI Project Story Hour.
It's the TMI Project Story Hour.
What Happened in Skinner.
We would never escape the memory of March 17th, 1899.
And the winner is What Happened in Skinner.
This is such an inspiration of what a podcast can get to. One of these days I'll get there. I'll look to be on stage. First I gotta apply for it.
Oh my gosh. Especially as indie creators, it means so much to be able to tell a story that we care about so much and have that story connect us with listeners who care too. Whispers, we adore you. Skinner wouldn't exist without our incredible cast and tiny crew who donate all of their talents to our project. And thank you to Chelsea, Teddy, Sam, Annika, Caitlin, TJ, Mitch, Aurelie, and our patrons.
Thank you so much to the Academy and everybody who voted for us. And thank you to my parents who supported me even when I left a dead-end job at Harvard to pursue a lucrative career in indie fiction podcasting. Thank you all.
Thank you.
So the next category is for people who are not just the voice of their show, but they're pretty much the whole show.
Best Indie Host recognizes that shaping a show and appealing to audiences without the backing of a big team or a corporation behind them are particular skills in themselves.
They're basically the friend you would love to hang out with, just without them knowing. The nominees for Best Indie Host or Hostess are
Best Indie Podcast Host or Hosts. Here are the nominees. Susan Lambert Haddam and Sharon Johnson.
Your host, Sharon Johnson and Susan Lambert Haddam.
Deja Perkins and Kurbita Saha.
We have to do more than just advocate for bird safety. We also have to ensure their survival.
Lisa Phillips.
Behind every headline of abuse lies a story of survival, courage, and
These are
transformation.
some good
Kate
nominees.
McCoy and Kevin Corbett.
Olive said, "Ooh, I love me a dancing man."
Me too, honey.
Lisa Woolfork.
I want you to have ease in your
Lisa was
sewing
there last
practice
year.
so you can enjoy it for a long time.
Let you win again. Hopefully she
Jill
gets it.
Jonathan.
Extremists across the country are attacking our freedoms.
Dallas Taylor.
You're listening to 20,000 Hertz. I'm Dallas Taylor.
Yay, clap it up, clap it up, clap it up.
And the winner is
The winner.
Dallas Taylor for 20,000 Hertz.
Change my background a bit.
Dallas Taylor is not here to accept in person, but we are honored to accept this award on their behalf.
Just remove this overlay.
Oh, hey everybody. Hope you're having fun. I got some more scoop on that statue. When I was just standing back there, I was told that that actually is the statue from a previous winner, because this is true. The one that was shipped out was signed for by another business or company. And so they have the award. I can only assume it's the cardiology event that's going on. So congrats to them for their award tonight. And thank you to Caroline Kwan for mentioning why I didn't get nominated. Anyway, just 2 more to go. And that's why I'm back. No more entrances and exits. We're closing up shop. And I've got the honor of presenting the big ones. Thank you. First up, best podcast host or hosts. I like to think I've got a good feel of what it takes to make a good podcast host. But anyway, I can only assume these nominees are way better than me. So not better enough to get the untelevised hosting gig though. But Definitely impressed everyone.
For Best Podcast Host or Hosts, here are the nominees. Diallo Riddle and Blake Luxury Robin.
I'm Luxury. And I'm Diallo Riddle. And this is One Song. We will see you next time.
Rainn Wilson as Terry Carnation.
I can't see anything except beans and monsters.
Sam Sanders.
Can I write you a check for $180? Because this was just therapy.
Jon Stewart.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and all the ships at sea. Welcome to the weekly show. It's our podcast. My name is Jon
I
Stewart.
notice a lot of the big ones don't usually
Wesley
do well.
Morris.
in
We're about to
Ambies.
drive somewhere. No. We're about to fly.
Glennon Doyle, Abby Wambach, and Amanda Doyle.
When there is rot at the core of anything, you're going to see that in the fruit.
Ronald Young Jr.
I'm Ronald Young Jr. And
He
this
won last year.
is, wait for it,
He did a really good job for his podcast. I actually met him last year. He was pretty cool.
And the winner is Ronald Young Jr. for Wait For It.
Yes, that was awesome. Good for him. Good for him.
Wow, that was like a murderer's row of hosts. Did y'all see that? That was, I mean, stiff competition, and I'm a huge fan of everyone in the category. Sam, if I can say something about you, like one black guy to another black guy, I'm trying to be like you, dog. So last year, I was accepting an award on this stage, and while I was accepting the award, my mom was sick in the hospital, and what we didn't know is that she was dying, and she died. And I feel like before she died, I came back with the Ambies. She saw the awards, she saw the thank you, she saw all that, and she was so proud of me. And so the one thing that I could say, standing up here wearing her glasses that I inherited from her, is that I know that she's proud of me, and I thank God to have that opportunity. So thanks to the Academy, thanks to all my fellow nominees, to everybody else. Thank you so much.
Okay, this is it. The grand finale, podcast of the year. Graciously sponsored once again by Outfront Media. These are the best of the best, the representatives that keep podcasting's good name alive. And to forward that idea, tonight's winner doesn't just get the cool statue that's in rotation, but one full day on a billboard in Times Square. Not to turn this into more of a competition, but I've actually been on a billboard in Times Square for several days in a row. The podcast of the year nominees are.
And now,
Final showdown.
for Podcast of the Year. Brought to you by Outfront. Here are the nominees. 99% Invisible, not built for this.
It's hot, nasty, muggy, and it really sucks because there's nowhere out there to really cool down.
Beyond All Repair.
What would have been okay to say? Because the truth wasn't.
Cement City.
See, that's what we really don't need.
I'm not buying a house, honey.
Well, that's why I'm asking you.
Dragon Age, Vows and Vengeance.
I won't let you pay for my mistakes.
Empire City, the untold origin story of the NYPD.
At a time when we're debating where policing is going, we're going to tell you where the police came from.
Far Away.
A speaker. I have been programmed with your mother's conscious thoughts.
Fire Escape.
I had to decide that I was worthy.
Hot White Ice 2.
Pretty cool about that Peter Tio guy being the first gay man in space, right?
Is it?
That guy sucks.
Hysterical.
Seeing all these girls, like, they're not making it up. I just don't believe that that's the thing.
Through line.
06:30 on a Sunday morning, Beirut, Lebanon. Everybody was asleep.
And the winner is Hysterical.
Thank you. I did the thing where you're like, I didn't think this was going to happen, and so I didn't think too much about it. Just to listen to something that I made with a group of people, like, you work so hard for several years, and then it comes out, and it's its own thing, and you're just super psyched about it, and then to actually have people listen is incredible. So thank you for that. Pineapple Street Studios have been my partners forever. Thank you so much. Thank you to Wondery. This is the second podcast I've done with you guys, and thank you not just because of the money, because that's good, to help pay for it, because it's expensive to make these shows, but for the creative input, and the executives there really helped make this show better. And so thank you for that. Joe Level, Diane Hodson, who was my editor, and actually all of a sudden, like in the middle of the project, took a class on Freud. Like, she was taking a class on Freud so that she could give me better notes. Henry Molosky, Maria Alexa Kavanaugh, Lena Masitsi, Sophie Bridges, Asha Saluja. Just thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to make, and I'm just so glad you liked it.
That's it, everybody. That's the show. Thanks for being here. Congratulations to all of tonight's winners, and fingers crossed, we'll see you all next year at the annual cardiology meeting. Again, that is on the second floor. See you then, and good night.
So what do you think? My show have a chance? Doesn't my show have a chance for this? I don't know. So this was actually fun. One of the things that if you let me know in the comments if this is something that y'all would want me to do more often. It's to showcase other podcasts that are out there and like the nominations, see what they're doing, and just kind of get some feedback on that. Because I am interesting to see what you guys think, because I know some of y'all listen to other podcasts as high as mine. If you solely dedicated to my show, I greatly appreciate you. If you don't listen to any others, let me know that too, because I am kind of curious what other shows that y'all listen to, because this could be helpful. I can either ask the guests to come on to the show to kind of see what's going on, but a lot of the people that were nominated for this was really cool. And the sad thing is that this is not going to be re-advertised, because it seemed like it's not even I can't even scroll back, because sometimes on Twitch you can actually allow it to do a playback, but they're not even allowing a playback. So this is interesting. So oh, this thing's been going on for 2 hours, and I'm just catching on. Yeah, I haven't had like a long day today, because it says supposed to have been like 6 p.m. Pacific time, so I was surprised they even playing it so early. Hopefully they'll bring it back. Who knows? Interesting. Okay, so that's the Podcast Academy. Let me see if I can find my email about this, because yeah, it was supposed to be 6 p.m. Central Time. Oh, What I did, they will put it at 6. Okay, yes, my bad. No, it should be 7 p.m. Eastern. Maybe they forgot something. All right, so that's the end of the Ambies. If y'all ever get a chance to check out the Ambies in live person, they do it in California. Yeah, we ain't listening to that. Okay, all right, everybody, we out. This is just I just wanted to see what they had for the Ambies. Didn't get to see everything that we wanted, but you know, here we are. All right, y'all have a good one. See ya. Well, I need to end the stream. And just end the stream.